All right, welcome back, everyone. It's 37 past the hour. Now, joining us this morning, we have playwright Tyler Tichelaar. Thank you for joining us today. And also Andy Van Westlaneers. Close. I was close. All right. Well, I'll tell you what, Andy has a very special part in this play, and we're going to start with this in just a minute. The name of the play is Willpower. Now, Tyler, I'm not familiar with the story of Will Adams at all, but you say he's a local man. Could you tell us a little bit about his history?
Yeah, Will Adams, he was born in 1878, died in 1909. And the play will tell most of the story of his life. The main thing about him was that he had a condition which was called ossification, where the tissues in his body hardened up and became very brittle, as if he was like made of wood or stone. And despite that, he just did not let anything stop him. He wrote a magazine called Chips. He wrote an operetta with his best friend Norma Ross. And drew cartoons as long as he could use his arms. And by the end of his life, the disease had progressed so he could only really move his neck and his head. He was blind, and yet up till the end, he was active. So he's just really an amazing person. That
is an amazing story. Now, Andy, you play Will in the play. You know, how have you gone about preparing for this? Because you say it changes each time that you're on the scene.
Yeah, the disease progresses with every scene, and I've had to kind of work on not moving, if that makes sense.
Yes, it does.
Which is a little bit of a challenge since I can't sit still to save my life.
Well, at least you're honest about it.
Yeah.
No, I have to ask, as you portray him, I would anticipate that he would probably have a very hard time speaking after a while. Is that something that adds into the challenge of what you had to do?
Not exactly, because as an actor, you do want to make sure the words carry to the audience.
Okay.
But I would imagine that would have been a problem for him.
Sure. So at some point you have to have a little bit of poetic leeway in order to portray the story. Now, Tyler, you were telling me this is a story you grew up with, but not everybody in the area may be familiar with it.
Right. I don't think that he's as well known as some of the other historical people in Marquette, but he did come from a prominent family, the Adams family. Sidney Adams lived in the brownstone house at 200 East Ridge Street in Marquette.
Oh, okay.
And part of the real love of the story that I had was about his relationships with his family. And so all of his family members are depicted in the story. And we have kind of a subplot about his sister as well, Bertha. And so it's really about, you know, his relationships with people that we tried to develop.
Well, it sounds like he was just an absolutely amazing man, and even though he died at a very young age, sounds like he really made an impact in the world. That's inspiring in itself. I see where you got the name Willpower from.
Yes.
Now, the play itself, when is it going to be played?
It's at Kaufman Auditorium on Thursday and Friday this week at 7 p.m.
Okay.
And it's hosted by the Marquette Regional History Center. And we also want to thank our sponsors, which are the Michigan Humanities Council, which gave us a major grant to perform it. And we were also getting matching grants from the Marquette Community Foundation and the Upper Peninsula Health Plan.
Fantastic. You know, $15 in advance, $20 at the door. I love it. Do not miss production, and that is absolutely it. You do not want to miss this one. Kaufman Auditorium this week, and it just sounds like an incredible time to get out there, take in a wonderful play, and really learn a little bit about where we live. All right, gentlemen, I want to thank you so much for joining us this morning and telling us a little bit more about Willpower and the fascinating man by the name of Will Adams that it's all about. Something for everybody, so get out there and take a look at it. Now, it's 41 past the hour, and coming up, we're heading back out to Gander Mountain. Ashley